I remember this one Christmas like it was yesterday. The table was loaded, the wine was top shelf, and the only sound cutting through the air was the clink of silverware. I looked around at my siblings, my cousins, all cracking up, calling for another bottle, picking the priciest dish on the menu without batting an eye. They knew I'd foot the bill. When the waiter finally slid that leather folder with the check onto the table, the room went dead quiet. But it wasn't out of respect. It was the hush of expectation. Every eye locked on me in perfect sync, like I was some walking ATM. Right there, amid the turkey scraps and empty glasses, the bitterest truth of my life hit me. I wasn't a son. I wasn't a brother. I was just a retirement plan on 2 legs. And the kicker? I was shelling out my own cash to get disrespected. We've been raised to think loving your family means handing over whatever they ask for, that being a good kid or sibling is about being everyone's financial safety net. But the hard fact is, this blind generosity is the fastest track to locking your whole bloodline in broke mode for another 50 years. Blood ties us with affection, but logic screams not to bankroll someone else's laziness. Ever stop and think that every $20 bill you slip to a relative who won't lift a finger is one less brick in the home you're supposed to build for your own kids? You can't pull anyone out of a hole by jumping in with them. If you believe throwing cash equals real help, you're the biggest enemy to the folks you claim to love. Today, I'm going to show you how to cut that anchor before it drags you under for good. Something weird kicks in when you start climbing the ladder. The world shifts around you, but your family changes in ways no one warns you about. Suddenly, you're not just Joe, the funny cousin, or the big bro. You're reduced to a handy resource. It's like you've shed your humanity and turned into a tool they can grab off the shelf. Notice how back when you were scraping by, your phone barely rang? Now, with a nicer ride and your credit spotless, it's buzzing nonstop. But zero in on those messages. No one's checking if you slept okay, if work's grinding you down, or if you could use a hug. It's always the same drill. A flat tire, a sky-high electric bill, or some can't-miss deal that just needs your nudge to take off. You've become a no-interest bank in their minds, one that doesn't get to say no. And the deepest cut is this provider's isolation. It's soul-crushing, making you second-guess every smile and compliment on Sunday dinner.
You feel guilty for grinding out your success while they act like it's a joint account they can dip into any time. The second you sign up as the money fix for able-bodied adults, you lose a family and gain a burden that ain't yours to carry. And the worst part? This takeover doesn't hit all at once. It creeps in quietly, almost politely, with a voice blending shyness and desperation. It's that quick favor to cover rent that's only 5 days late, a fast hand for the power bill about to get shut off, or those $20 short for groceries. The instant you hand over that cash without a peep, you've inked an invisible deal. Without realizing, you've turned your hard-earned sweat into a lifetime subscription for them. Your relatives stop stressing over their own messes because, deep down, they know the fix is in your wallet. When you dole out the reward without them earning it, you kill off that dopamine rush of achievement in their brain. You're straight up hijacking their shot at being a real stand-up person. They lose their drive because you've got their basics covered. They turn into what I call a functional invalid. Got arms, legs, health, smarts, but their mind's gone soft from not having to fight. You're not saving anyone. You're ensuring they die without ever tapping their potential, backs never against the wall. But here's the deepest stab, weaponizing gratitude for manipulation. You've heard the classics, I changed your diapers, or I went without so you could eat. Spot the trap. When someone drags up basic past care to justify a cash grab today, that's not love talking, it's billing you for a service you never ordered. Basic parenting or sibling stuff ain't a high-risk investment with guaranteed returns. But in a parasitic family setup, gratitude becomes this eternal tax on your wins. They act like every milestone you hit is a debt owed to them. It's twisted logic where your growth gets seen as a communal slush fund anyone can raid. How long you're going to keep paying for a life you're already living? If the childhood care they gave now comes with a price tag, that was never affection, it was a pension plan dressed as love. If family peace costs your bank balance, you don't have roots, you've got a toll booth. And the absolute worst is how your urge to play savior wrecks the one thing that'd make them grow: necessity. We think pity's a virtue, but in the real world, pity that dodges discomfort is straight castration. When you snuff out every little fire in your brother's or cousin's life, you're robbing them of the chance to build calluses. Picture a guy who loses his job. If he knows his kids might go hungry, he turns into a beast mode hustler. But if you're his fallback, he chills out. He sends one resume a day and spends the afternoon bitching about luck, knowing you'll cover rent. Your grind is numbing their incompetence. You want to be today's hero or tomorrow's real ment? By shielding them from reality's bite, you're locking them in as kids in grown-up bodies. Helping the self-helpable ain't kindness, it's sabotage. Now, check this invisible success tax. In most families' playbook, the higher you climb, the more you're penalized. Nail a promotion or your business starts profiting? Boom! You've just hiked your internal tax rate. Suddenly, your relatives' emergencies scale up with your paycheck. There's this quiet envy, masked as need, lurking around your every win. They eye your new crib or savings and don't see your hustle. They see waste. In their heads, if you've got extra, it's criminal not to share. They miss that it's your security, your peace of mind, your kids' future. This caps your own wealth with a glass ceiling. You're so busy plugging others' leaks that your castle never gets built. You're swimming with an ankle weight, and that weight's your last name. Is your success community property, free for anyone to chip away at? Let's ditch the feels and get cold with the numbers. When you pull $100 or $200 from your account to bail out a relative, it's not just paper gone. It's what that cash could have grown into over 20 years. Park it in savings, and by life's end, you've got game-changing wealth. You're handing over your golden years' peace to someone who lacked the discipline to handle their own. Think of your kid. That loan to your brother-in-law for credit card debt, that's tuition money missing from your child's college fund. You're robbing your own legacy to fund mediocre presents for grown-ass adults who won't level up. Why's your cousin's light bill trump your family's security a decade out? Kindness without smarts fuels endless poverty. And the worst? When you finally shut off the tap, you're not just warring with the takers, you're up against the whole system. Stop donating, and you become the outsider to purge. An invisible court kicks off where you're guilty from the jump. Your past generosity means squat against today's no. Passive-aggressive jabs start, plus calls from middlemen. Mom rings up saying your bro's hurtin' and it wouldn't kill you to help. It's coordinated pressure to villainize you. They don't care about fair. They want the status quo you funded. Easier to guilt you into paying than push him to work. You want to be the villain with peace and cash in pocket, or the cheered hero sinking with the ship? There's a huge gap between saving someone from dying and funding a life they can't afford. Real emergencies? Hospital, meds, roof collapse. That's tragedy. But most pleas hitting you are bills from reckless living. Think of that cousin, frantic over the electric bill, yet posting BBQ pics with the latest iPhone on a 24-month plan. He's not starving. He's blowing his dough on fluff and using yours for basics. He lives large, you cover essentials. Basically, you're bankrolling his parties while skimping yourself. Why feel duty-bound to uphold a lifestyle they didn't earn? If he chose wrong spends, sitting in the dark's the only teacher that'll wise him up. Funding freeloading's pure weakness. Now, flip the mirror on yourself. This mess thrives because your ego lets it. Deep down, you dig being the fixer. You get a secret thrill from being the only one with their shit together. It makes you feel superior, like a mini god among mortals. You're hooked on feeling needed. Think hard. You gripe, but your chest puffs when you swoop in. You love the hero role. If your whole fam got rich tomorrow, you'd lose your crown. You feed the parasite because you fear being nothing without dependence. You'd rather have a crew of hangers-on kissing up than face the quiet of being just a regular guy. Who are you if no one needs your wallet? Maybe the biggest leech here is your addiction to saving. No is a full sentence. Your big mistake? Thinking you owe explanations for your money moves. Justify and you arm them to twist you. Say it's for your kid's school? The leech claims school can wait, but his loan shark can't. They'll weigh urgencies and monster you for picking your life. Every excuse admits they have claim on your stuff. Mastering a flat no reclaims your respect. It'll suck at first, but that void forces them to find fixes beyond you. Your no kickstarts their rehab. Financial freedom starts in the bank, but true freedom's on your tongue. Ready to get hated for freedom or loved for chains? Put your oxygen mask on first before helping others. Play hero while gasping? 2 down. At the pyramid's peak, you, your health, your value-making power. Right below, spouse and kids, your core crew. Whatever's left after fortifying your fortress, then maybe glance sideways. But you flip it.
You patch neighbors' leaks while your boat sinks. Dip into retirement for bro's debt? That's not charity. It's betraying who truly needs you. Got the guts to tell your wife her security ranks below a lazy grown man's comfort? When waves hit, who you saving? Boatmates or deadweights refusing to row? The best help swaps checks for tools. Relative hits rock bottom? Don't wall it up. I open them. Paying power bills, handing fish. Funding trade school delivers the rod. Issue is, most want fillet, not fishing. Offer self-save means and they bail 'cause too much work? Mask drops. That's when you see its sheer lack of shame. The biggest help I ever gave was mustering the balls to say no more sense. Got called selfish, but 6 months later, folks started hustling. My no restored dignity, my easy yes stole. Your tough example trumps any wire transfer. Want to be remembered as the enabler of meh, or the guy who fired up his line to toughen up? Here's my challenge. Cut off cash to everyone for 60 straight days. Drama or not, just say the vault's locked. Then watch your phone. First week's guilt trip hell. But post month 1, the scary part, total radio silence. You'll see they don't check your well-being. Their interest vanished with your funds. That's the wake-up slap. Love needing sponsorship ain't love, it's a hustle. If affection dries up sans dough, you never had family, you had freeloaders. That quiet stings 'cause we crave love for us, but freedom hits when you embrace solo peace over fake crowds who only stick while you're useful. This test breaks your chains from being their unpaid bank. The good guy dying broke, leaving kids zilch? Not a hero, a sucker. Money's freedom tool, not shackles to others' flops. Your job ain't hauling grown folks piggyback. Your kids deserve a thriving, clear-headed dad, not a nice guy turned bitter beggar. Truth hurts, burns bridges, but only it hands back your life's keys. Your sweat's sacred, time's ticking. Stop wasting drops saving lazy drowners. Charity starts home, with dependence on your lead. To truly help family, be the winner who says no. From today, your bank's your kingdom's foundation. Truth frees, but first it'll piss you off. That's when real growth kicks in.